Good evening, everyone out there. I'm just a couple of minutes early, instead of 9:40, it's 9:37. It seems as though on the news every day, maybe I have been paying attention to it, but since I've been eating more food, takeout, dine in, the same old places, a couple of them different. It seems that in the news, food and inflation is going hand in hand. I'm going to say something about those in another video, but just led up to it. This Cracker Barrel thing. This Cracker Barrel, I've been going to quite a few years. They just moved a new one here in the Rancho Cucamonga area, just east of Los Angeles, east of Pasadena, off the 210 freeway. I'm sure there are a couple of others. But when I first started going to Cracker Barrel, there were no way Los Angeles, San Gabriel areas at all. In fact, the first Cracker Barrel that I ever went to was in Flagstaff, Arizona, and it was a very, very long time ago. That was the only place I knew. Then I found out that there was one in Utah, St. George, Utah. Then I found out that there's one in Las Vegas, Nevada, and all these happened one after another over the years. But Cracker Barrel, the new CEO seems to feel that Cracker Barrel needs to remove 20 items. Some of their recipes, they said, now this article is by Trey Weston from Guilty Eats. There are some other people who wrote about the same thing, but this the article I'm using along with Wikipedia. 20 items. But first of all, I want to get into the history of Cracker Barrel. I didn't believe that it was founded in 1969. That's a very important year to me because I bought my first car officially off the lot, a 1969 Volkswagen. From Lebanon, Tennessee, off the Highway 40 interstate, Lebanon, Tennessee. And it said that he used to work for an oil company, Shell Oil Company. So while he was doing his job, he decided to open up a restaurant off the highway so that the Shell, whether Shell or some other gas station, could make money. And he also added items there. They've had quite a few CEOs since Dan Evans, I believe that's his name. Dan Evans. He has been the only one up until 2021. So the founder who worked for Shell Oil, a representative of Shell Oil Company, developed the first restaurant and gift store. And what he had in mind was Southern comfort food. That's what he had in mind. It is from Tennessee. And some of those foods that most people from the South know about, biscuits, grits, turnip greens. Most people don't know about those things, but they probably do now if they go to Cracker Barrel and some of the other stores or restaurants that's coming out of woodworks from back east. I'm sure there's a few that are born here, of foodie stores, restaurants. Those items have been around a long time now. When I go there, there are always changes going on. Little changes, but there are changes just the same. They've done a lot of other kinds of things there that I was quite taken aback by, and I really didn't think that they were innovative in a lot of things. But when you see a store with a lot of gifts in it, you know something's going on there. So whether he's from Shell or whoever, he had the right idea going. Well, one of the other things that I found out is that I think a lot of employees, they seem to be doing all right there. Maybe they had some problems here and there, but the CEO, Judy Feist, I was really surprised. Not really, but yes, I was. I don't think she was the first woman, but she's the second woman, and her resume is impeccable. I couldn't believe that she came from. She did some work with Mattel, Pringles, Pringles, the chips, Pringles cupcakes, Starbucks. She had a stint with Starbucks, Godiva chocolate, Macy's, and what's that? JC Crew, I think a clothing store. Well, she feel that it's time for a change. Now she just became CEO last year, 2023. And so she felt that there need to be a lot of changes. A lot of changes going on. And I'm going to find out exactly here. I couldn't write everything down. There's just so much information. But just like I said, when it's time for me to travel and go eat, whenever I go into those three places, I definitely those three locations of Cracker Barrel, I definitely look for those. St. George, because I always go that way. In fact, I went that way this past just a month ago, going to Yellowstone. I always stop there. Very seldom that I not stop there. I'll either stop there going, or I'll stop there coming back, or back and forth. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what else they did. Bear with me here for a minute. Yeah, 19th. One thing, Cracker Barrel is a publicly traded stock market type company, so that could have some bearing on it. There's another restaurant that is that that is publicly traded, and I think sometimes that has another bearing on how well or how bad the situation is. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, let's see. I know they've done a whole bunch of other things. They got 600 restaurants in 2011. They had 600 restaurants in 42 states. That's a lot. They partnered with DoorDash in 2020 during the pandemic because they couldn't open the restaurants for service. They opened one in Victorville. I think I've been to that one in Victorville. So that's number 4. Recognition. I know they do have a membership type app type thing. I didn't want to join that. I just leave it the way it is. Sometimes those things never work. I don't care who it is. Telephone. There's something very, very important that I wanted to say. Well, anyway, there are 5 things that, if I can get my my deal going here. Oh, falling stock price. Said the reality of the changing times that crossed the mind of Cracker Barrel CEO Judy Feist Massino after seeing the falling stock price and the significant decline in foot traffic over the last decade. She wants to be relevant, it said. And he said some of the recipes must be evolved. The recipes must be evolved. Hey, what's going on there, Crown? What's happening? All right, all right. Let's see here. If I can share this thing here. You probably can't see it well, but I'm reading the same thing you see there. These are 5 things that she wants to do for Cracker Barrel. Redefining the brand. And I'm gonna try to go through these a few times. You know, this is new for me. I'm trying out something altogether different. It said redefining the brand, coming up with ways to get young people to visit the restaurant while also keeping the older crowd. So see, they want younger people to come in there to eat. But every time I go in there, it is an older crowd. But I see a lot of young folks going in there to eat if they're with their parents or they're in their late 20s, well, maybe like 30s and 40s. That's pretty young. But they want to see a younger crowd. But then again, I was quite young when I went there for my first time in Flagstaff. That was cool. Enhancing the menu. This is number 2. Removing at least 20 current menu items and coming up with better tasting items to lure in more customers. Now, I don't know about the better tasting items. If you're going to be more or less Southern, I'm sure you can have Southern concepts and how you prepare food. I think food has changed over the years anyway. But if you're a good cook, and I'm sure the people at Cracker Barrel are, they can get many good ideas of what type of menu that people like, if you understand what I'm saying. And also what they want to do is evolving the store and guest experiences. Hey, look, improving the store design. So that means, are they going to get rid of the gift shop? I never really bought anything in the gift shop. I think I bought maybe something small or once or twice. But you know, the gift shop is tremendous. It is probably more gifts in the gift shop in Cracker Barrel than in most gift shops you visit at any park, museum, or anywhere else. They have a tremendous gift shop. Winning in digital, focusing on enhancing Cracker Barrel rewards. I think that's the program that I was trying to talk about, the reward program. I thought about joining it, and I decided not to. Sometimes you join these rewards, and sometimes the apps just don't work the way you want it to work. So, I mean, I got apps of a lot of stuff, but my favorite apps I use, and some of them I just throw up my hands and just buy the food. The food is good, that's fine. What were we doing before apps? Just going there to buy the food and leave. There wasn't no app. Some places, not gonna mention no name, you got to buy it through the app. You have to buy it through the app. I don't necessarily want to be made to do something when it's more easier to just go in and buy it. I don't necessarily want to order my food in advance. It just doesn't make sense to me in how I live. And there are several places that a lot of people do that, but I don't do it. I'm glad that they can do that. But when you talk about food, sometimes if you order something hot, it is pretty cold. Usually when I buy food to go, I don't necessarily eat it there. Sometimes I eat it in the parking lot. But usually I'll take the food with me to some undisclosed place where no one is bugging the heck out of me. And my food is not exactly really hot, but it's good enough to eat. It's not, sometimes it's almost lukewarm. But I know where it came from. I know it was fresh when I got it. So why should I join a reward program? In fact, I have too many reward programs. I just can't do them all. And the last one here, elevating employee experience. Now, see, she helps to do all these things, upgrading training and developing tools to enhance the employee experience. All I know is when I see a smile, usually they do the right thing. You come in there, they take care of you. There's never no really issue that I've had when it comes to having the enhanced experience from the servers, from the waitresses. Sometimes they go overboard, and usually I give a good tip anyway. A lot of people don't give a good tip. If the service has got to be really bad for me not to have a bad experience or good experience. So Cracker Barrel is going through some changes because they feel that they're losing people left and right. I just got to read some stuff today that I'm shocked that I'm gonna probably present tomorrow during breakfast. It's very alarming. It is very alarming because we go out and we buy food all the time. I spend a lot of money. I spend a lot of money going to restaurants. I spend, I tell you, I don't know how I do it. I hear a lot of people don't go out to eat, But no matter how much money I make, I go out to eat. And I don't mean by myself. I know I didn't tell you exactly how much money I spent. Hey, look, I wouldn't doubt if I spent at least $400 a month. Because you spend at least between you can spend on the low end $35 to $75 for two people, or you can spend from $50 up to $150. That's what I said. $50 to $150. Anywhere between that is a good meal, even without appetizers. Cracker Barrel, you can get cheap. The prices are not that expensive. And sometimes you have to ask them, like, for instance, the turnip greens have bacon in it. Now, I necessarily don't want to eat bacon, but sometimes I do anyway, or I'll have something else. Sometimes their potatoes have a little bacon in it, or they have something like that in it. And usually I'll pass and I'll get something else instead. Well, anyway, this is my Cracker Barrel thing. I thought I'd present it. My new thing. Of course, some of it, like I say, is verbatim. I'm reading off the cuff. Some of it I can memorize and some not. But the main thing that we should take from this is that food and inflation. There's a big story. I didn't want to talk about it now because that's going to be on a separate video. I'm looking on these websites and it's just coming at me from all corners. It's very funny how this country, this state, this city, it's growing because we buy food. They have to grow food, they have to package food, they have to do it in a certain way for us not to get sick. I thought I had to put that in there. I don't know why. Or they put certain things in there that is supposed to enhance us in some kind of way. And with that in mind, this is Robert Deschamps, Cracker Barrel is going through its problems. The CEO is very capable, I think, of doing the job for Cracker Barrel. Bet if he had all those credits. I'll talk to you later, folks. My new thing, taking these restaurants, giving a little bit of history of it, piece by piece. I'll see you later. Have a great evening and great night. See if there's anything else going on here. Talk to you later.